Hey everybody, I'm in the mood to do a long pose with the tone paper. We really should be doing a lot of these. You gotta do them every day. So I'm gonna have some fun with it. This is a sketchbook I made. Took a piece of leather and put some of my own tone paper inside, which feels great. I really like it. Okay. Want to talk a little bit about the similarities in the art world, going back 600 years to today. And there's a thing, I want to talk a little bit about a couple of the trends that I'm seeing. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this as a lay-in. See, I like the scribble so I can keep changing it. Which brings me to this point. And let me find the right words. I had a student write it down for me because it's coming up. So there we go. It's called imposter syndrome and perfectionism. So do that. And a little bit about how to study. Let's start out with the how to study part. So I got some time, so I thought I'm going to work on some animals because people go, Sheldon, you ever draw animals? Yeah, I draw animals, but it's not my favorite, but it's fun. So what I did is it was kind of a holiday weekend, and my projects have all kind of settled. So what I did is I just take my Cintiq, which is over here, and I just get photos of animals and then lots of books. I probably have stacks and stacks of books on animals, anatomy, structure. So I open books everywhere. And then what I do is I just put a layer. I take the photo of the animal and I, make it nice and light, the opacity. And then I just trace right over it. I trace the anatomy, trace the structures, trace the gesture, and just keep erasing, deleting the layers, just constant. Then I take a stack of paper and just draw. Not trying to do a good drawing. I just want to get that information out, from my head and come up with a process for me, like straight, curve, cool, bitchin', and that would be the head of every animal, just changing the proportions. And then just coming up with a thing that works for me. I haven't tried to do a good drawing yet, and I've been working on it all weekend. And then tonight, when I'm done with this, I'm going to get back to doing more tracing. That's how you learn. Don't try to do anything that works yet. Get the information going. Get it in your head. So, what was the first thing that I saw? Imposter syndrome. What is that? So you work your butt off, you go to school, you pay your dues, you finally get somebody in the industry or a studio that takes interest in you. They sit you down, they look at your book, and what are you going to say? I'm suffering from imposter syndrome. I really don't deserve to be here. Okay, goodbye. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you hire somebody who doesn't think they deserve to be there? But if they say, I do deserve to be here, but I feel guilty that somebody else isn't because I'm so amazing, why would you want to have somebody working with you who's a pompous ass? So I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. You don't want to work with somebody who thinks that they're so special. I mean, boy, if that isn't going to be the beginning of a tough relationship, because you're going to beat them up. You're not going to be happy with the work they're doing. Nobody is. But they're already feeling like they've made it. Nobody's made it. I'm going to put a hand here. And then, what was the other one? Where is it? Perfectionism. So the way it was described to me is that they have a hard time completing everything because it's not perfect. Who's ever done anything perfect? And, like for me, with the animals, I just want to get the information in my head. I'm not even trying to do a good drawing. I just want to get my process down. And then we have what we call flexible performance capabilities, which means if you apply it to this, you can use it for that. It's a Harvard study. They're brilliant. Let's bring the head down just because I don't think we need to have a floating head, so we'll just change the pose. I'm looking at these drawings and it's like Rubens, it's the same pose. Like I've drawn this pose at the Getty so many times. So here, he's using same as and work out of, which is the same thing we did on all the cartoons. It's all the same stuff, you guys. It's a business. So perfectionism, you're waiting till you're perfect to finish a project. Boy, I got to work with you because I certainly am not perfect. Anybody who's in a long relationship will know you're definitely not perfect. Everything you do is wrong. So, come on. Okay. All right, let's have some fun. So, I've gone from scribble, now I'm into tying down the shapes. So I want to start feeling it. I feel it. So now we get lost in it. Here's a core shadow. Now I have this is cream. It'd be kind of fun instead of the white. No, use the white. So this is I killed a wabbit. So on the dark side of the building, you sing low, I killed a wabbit. And then on the light side, you go high, I killed a wabbit. You see right there. So that's your key. So in my head, when I pick up this, I can hear myself singing, I killed a wabbit. Now here's a cast shadow. So how do you do perfectionism when you're reusing artwork from other paintings or other movies? Because what Rubens is doing here is exactly the same as we did in the studios. I think there was one show, maybe it was Fat Albert or He-Man, I forget what it was, but they used 100% recycled scenes and they got in trouble. So the networks would say, okay, you're only allowed so many, work out of same as. Okay, so I'm getting lost in it. I'm gonna see how it looks. Yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. Okay, if somebody said they wanted to see more details, we're gonna let's bring this down a bit. Let's see it. Okay, here we go. So on this, I'm gonna go real silky. Studying, study. The best way to do it is just trace right over, so, the anatomy, trace right over it. And just use what you need. You don't have to learn all the anatomy. It's ridiculous. I guess if you're doing a job interview and they're into all the new buzzwords, I guess you can use them. They'll be kind of like, yeah, cool, me too. I'm suffering from imposter syndrome myself. Wow, hey, let's go out and let's go have lunch. But if I was interviewing you, I would end the interview pretty quick. It was, and then just know you've worked hard. We had a situation. It was two people that was running the department that I was in, and the guy that I was working with, he would always say, "I don't really want it, but if you want me to, I will." And I guess what you're supposed to say is, "Oh yes, I want you to." So one of us was supposed to go overseas to ramp up the studios, and I was more of a teacher. I was teaching a lot, and I was teaching at the studio. So we're sitting there, and they go, "We need one of you guys to go to Europe, all expense paid." So he goes, "Well, I really don't want to go, but I'll go if you want me to." I said, "I'll go." I said, "Okay, Sheldon, go." I got an all expense paid to Europe. Got to train and meet people, and met some of the most incredible people I've ever met in my life, and I had a great time. So, if somebody says to you, "Who wants ice cream?" say, "I do." There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you've earned it. And at that point, I'd probably already had over 30 years teaching under my belt, and I was teaching at the studio. He wasn't. He was a lead, he was a supervisor, but he wasn't teaching the classes. I was. So I deserved it. So I took it. And that's what you got to do. Okay, here I'm walking right around her tummy. So this is my favorite thing in the world to do, is this kind of drawing. You just get lost in it. So I'm not used to talking during the time. And why am I talking now? Because I have to. But if I was told I had like a day to live, I would probably just call a few people, say, "Hey, it was a good ride, man. Maybe see you on the other side." And then I would sit down and do one of these long drawings, because it would just totally relax me and put me in a sense of meditation. And then I would just go off. Feels so good. So can you guys write a little bit about that imposter syndrome and perfectionism syndrome, and let me know? I learned from my students. I'm pretty much up on all the latest stuff because I learned it from all the kids in my school. So it wouldn't be uncommon. I say, "Sheldon, you're an idiot. It's this." Also, keep in mind that I hang out with really famous people, and a couple of them are doctors or psychiatrists at level. And there's certain areas that you're just not allowed to go to. You need professionals. So be careful what advice you guys give out there. So you can use either the corner of the pencil lead, which will give you these really small little lines, and those are cross contours. Or you can turn the lead and just kind of feel it like that. So I use a combination of the two. So if you notice, these lines are going this way, and that's because it's coming towards me. So I might do like a series, like 3 or 4 of them, and then go for this nice long soft core. Now this is a cast shadow, so the light's going to go right up to it. Because a cast shadow is a rude shadow, it just covers right over it. Just treat it like a roller coaster. Now the hair, I'm going to do that as texture. So it's here. Here's an ear. Okay, that's what almost done with this. So I'm using this as texture. I'm going to put some texture down here. Almost done. So in review, if you're feeling like you're in need and you're in a college campus, get to the health office pretty quick. They're schooled and ready for you. Don't listen to the teachers, they don't know. I flew every Friday, and one of my dear friends, who's still my very, very best friends, is an incredibly famous uh, psychiatrist, and he's well into his 70s, and he was a doctor, full doctor, at like 22 or something. He's brilliant, and we're really good friends. And I would run stuff by him. You know, I got a student concerned about them, da 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 da. And he would, you know, of course, we get them to the proper place immediately. Not my job, not my specialty, it's not my pay grade. Anything I used to do, all my lectures, all these crazy lectures were all cleared by him. These lectures are cleared by him. We had dinner and I said, hey, should I, you know, we're doing these videos. What do you think? Should I, should I go for it and give him all I got? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you know, it's on the internet. You know, they don't have to watch it. But in the university, you know, we were being careful. So even though my lectures seemed to be really crazy, they were cleared by a psychiatrist. For the people out there that are giving professional advice, hey man, you know, watch your back. At my school, I don't make sure everybody gets to the right spot. And if you're the professor who's causing it, better watch it too. So let's do a definition of perfectionism. Work your butt off. Make a lot of mistakes. Screw up a lot and own it. I work in a very, 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 very scary professional world. You're allowed to make mistakes. Just own them. And if you're working in a studio, same thing. Just say, hey, screwed up. Do it again. God, this feels good. Okay. It's a sketch. Let's see how it looks. Okay. It's so fun. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.